Do you have with you your 3A form that you prepared in this case?
Yes, I do.
And there were two 3A forms, is that right?
3.
All right. There was one from June 25th.
Correct?
One from June 26th.
No.
All right. One from June 29th.
Yes.
Now,
and one from later.
In August. Is that right? In August?
Yes.
Right.
I'm sorry, July 8th.
Okay. The Form 3A, could you tell us what that is?
It is one of our evidence logs that is to document medical evidence at the coroner's office.
And let me show you, do you have your investigator's narrative?
Yes, I do.
All right, and what is an investigator's narrative?
The narrative is a written document that describes an overall scene investigation, an overall body exam. You are to list information sources from it, people you spoke to and got information at the scene. It also lists the next of kin. The Form 3 narrative has location of death, witness statements, identification, how the body was identified.
All right. Evidence, scene evidence?
Yes, there is a section for evidence.
And the Form 3A is titled Medical Evidence, right?
The Form 3A is a, yes.
All right. Do you have your coroner case notes?
Yes, I do.
And this is notes that you take as you do certain things in the case?
The coroner case notes are for additional information that may not have been in the narrative or the 3A or the evidence log.
And you have that in front of you?
I have those with me.
Do you have your original notes while you were standing there that you wrote down in front of you?
From June 29th, yes, from the bags.
May I approach the witness for a second, Judge?
You may.
May I see what is being shown to the witness?
It's being shown to Mr. Walden.
Is this your case notes that you prepared June 29th? I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yes.
Okay. Did you note, well, what can you show us in your original case notes from June 29th where you say that you saw a propofol bottle in an IV bag?
In those notes there?
In your original June 29th notes.
I just listed at the top of the page where it says Costco blue bag. The first line says medical IV bag cut open 100 ml Na chloride 9.9%. And then right below that, 100 milliliter propofol open with liquid printed. I did not indicate that it was inside.
That's what you wrote.
Right?
Okay. Will you show us in your coroner chrono where you wrote that there was a propofol bottle in an IV bag?
On which note?
Or any note. Any note in your coroner chrono. Can you show us where you said that you found a propofol bottle in an IV bag?
No. I didn't write that it was inside the bag. Inside the cut saline bag.
Investigator's narrative?
No.
In fact, the very first time that you noted that there was a propofol bottle in an IV bag was the 29th of March, 2011.
In case notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yes.
which happens to be exactly 1 week before the last trial setting.
I don't know. I don't remember that date.
Well, who asked you to prepare to revise your original notes to reflect that?
Objection. Argumentative misstates the testimony.
It may assume facts not in evidence. The objection is sustained. You may be asked,
Why did you revise the notes a week before the last trial setting?
Objection. Use of revised.
the objection is sustained as to the term.
Well, you do remember, don't you, a week before those revised notes, meeting...
I think I'm going to have to re-ask, please.
Well, I'm not going to ask that exact question. I'm asking a different question.
Well, it's the use of the term revised.
Do you remember a week before those notes were taken, meeting with me at the coroner's office?
Yes.
And Mr. Flanagan was there?
I don't remember if he was or not.
Are you sure? Okay. But you remember me?
I remember you.
Okay. Well, that's good. There was another lawyer there as well, Charles Peckham.
Okay.
You remember?
I don't remember his name.
We gave all our business cards to the coroner himself was there, and I'm going to ask you to pronounce his name for me. I still can't do it.
Dr. Lakshmanan.
Okay. And Dr. Rogers was there?
Yes.
Ed Winters was there?
Yes.
I know I'm missing somebody, but...
I believe Dan Anderson, our toxicologist.
That's right. And I asked you then about that cut IV bag. Do you remember that question?
No, I don't remember having that conversation with you.
You don't remember standing to the left of me, and I asked you what was in that IV bag?
I don't remember talking to you about that on that day,
And
or at all.
You don't remember talking to me, and the coroner himself said, "Stop right there, you need to submit this in writing." You don't remember that conversation?
Objection. Calls for hearsay.
The objection is sustained.
When is the first time that you told prosecutors about this propofol bottle in an IV bag?
I don't remember the date.
Was it in 2011?
I really don't remember.
Was it in response to a conversation about one of their witnesses saying he saw a vial in a bag?
No, I've never discussed another witness with them.
Well, you don't even remember talking with them about it, do you?
Well, I know I didn't talk about another witness.
Have you ever heard of Alberto Alvarez?
No.
Have you been paying attention to this trial? Did you see him testify?
I recently have heard his name, but I have not been watching the trial in detail or regularly, and I had not heard of him until I believe it was 2 days ago. His name was said.
Did you take any notes of your... we're going to go back now to June 25th. Did you take any notes when you collected that evidence on June 25th?
I did.
Okay. And where are those notes?
I did not save those notes. All of the information from my hand notes on the 25th was put into the narrative, the evidence log, and case notes.
Where was those handwritten notes? Where were they kept that you would have lost them?
Objection. Misstates the testimony.
The objection is sustained.
Did you lose them or did you intentionally delete them?
I intentionally destroy all of my notes from scenes once I write the Form 3A.
Except for June 29th.
Correct. Because that was a lot more information than I usually have.
Why would you destroy your note from June 25th?
Because after a normal scene investigation, I get rid of my notes and I put everything into a narrative. Returning to a scene a second time is not something that's typical, and there was a lot of medical evidence, so I kept those notes.
But the scene notes that reflected the evidence that was there on the day that Michael Jackson died, you destroyed.
Right, I do that in all my cases.
All right. Ms. Fleak, would you agree with me that you made a substantial number of mistakes in your investigation of this case?
No.
You would. Well, would you agree with me that if you don't take notes, you don't keep your notes, that's bad investigation, that's bad investigative work? Would you agree?
No.
Why do you think you take notes, Ms. Fleak?
To write the report?
Well, what about later when you have to testify and you have to refresh your recollection?
You then have your report to read off of.
So your report is complete and thorough.
At that time, yes.
And the report of the things that you found on June 25th, 2009 is reflected in one form, Form 3A.
No, the
Okay.
Narrative 3, the Form 3A, the evidence log, and then case notes.
Well, let's go to let's talk about this. Yesterday you testified that you saw a flumazenil bottle on the floor.
Yes.
You said you found a flumazenil bottle near the propofol, in the same area, is the words that Mr. Waldron used, of the propofol bottle.
Yes.
But you didn't show any pictures of that flumazenil bottle.
Correct.
And there are no pictures of that flumazenil bottle.
Correct.
Because you were asked to find it. You were asked to look for it.
I was asked to look for what?
Did you review the photos before testifying?
Some of them, yes.
And weren't you asked, hey, where's the picture of the flumazenil bottle?
Not specifically.
Can I just second, Judge?
Sure. It's all right.
That's right in front of me, that's why. Okay. Let me show you what's been marked as people's 100. This is something that was shown to you earlier.
Yes,
You have a laser pointer up there with you?
I do.
Show us where the flumazenil bottle is in relation to this photo.
It was closer to the bed underneath one of the tables. The table closest to the bed.
You sure about that?
Yes.
No question.
No.
You're as sure about that as you are that there was a propofol bottle in the IV bag, right?
Yes.
This photo was also shown, and I believe it was people 116. Remember this photo?
Yes, I do.
And you were asked, what's that? What's that? What's that? Remember those questions?
Right.
I want to know what that is.
That's the bottle of flumazenil.
That's right, it is.
Indicating where, please?